Disgraced middle school teacher who repeatedly essayed a 15-year-old girl is unalived in prison by a convicted murderer. More after this. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AG's Point of View, where I give you my analysis of the most popular topics in the world today. Today's video, we have a disgraced middle school teacher who repeatedly essayed a 15-year-old girl, and he met his match in prison. Before I dive into the details of the video, if you're new here, welcome. Welcome to AG's Point of View. Do me a favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button as well to bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Summer to yourself. I'm our normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. I'm diving in. A middle school gym teacher who described himself as Pig before being jailed for repeatedly raping a 15-year-old girl was killed by another inmate in his North Carolina cell on Sunday evening. Ernest Nichols, age 60, was convicted in 2011 and sentenced to 15 years behind bars for statutory rape. He was originally arrested on a staggering 27 charges, including a laundry list of sex offenses. Nichols was found deceased in his cell at the Greene Correctional Institution in Maury, North Carolina, around 6:50 a.m. Excuse me, I said evening. I meant to say a.m. or morning rather. 6:50 a.m. sending the prison into a lockdown. By Tuesday, Greene County Sheriff's Office served a murder warrant to fellow inmate Wilbert Baldwin, who was already serving a sentence for second-degree murder. Now, Nichols worked at Ransom Middle School in Charlotte for 14 years, but was swiftly suspended without pay and banned from the grounds when administrators learned of the accusations. His 15-year-old victim, who was not a student at the school, said he essayed her multiple times over a 6-month period in 2008 after impersonating his own son on Facebook and MySpace. Wow. She said Nichols would send her sexually explicit messages and make bizarre requests like making up sexual stories or letting him know whenever she entered the shower, according to an arrest warrant. This is wild. Now, the disgraced ex-teacher would sometimes watch the teenager have consensual intercourse with another male and order her to tell people she wanted to have intercourse with him if anyone asks about their encounters, which all took place at his family's home. This sounds like some P. Diddy stuff before P. Diddy was caught doing what he was doing. This is getting kind of lengthy. Let me see. I'm going to give you one more paragraph. Now, here's the catch. Before Nichols was arrested, the young victim's mother confronted him about the months-long abuse, and she said he called himself a pig during their conversations. He was arrested at his home in 2009 of October as police seized videotapes and video camera photographs, sex toys found around the property. It's a little more that goes with this, but he was supposed to get out of prison in September of 2027. Well, clearly he's not getting that. Okay. First and foremost, we have a middle school teacher, right? Middle school, grades 6th, 7th, 8th. I'm saying, young, impressionable kids is looking forward to going to high school. Trying to be good kids. I'm gathering. Okay, I apologize for that. The phone was ringing. Yeah, so we got a teacher, a middle school teacher, teaching 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. I'm sorry. Yeah, 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. And I'm assuming that she was what? Since she was 15, I would have to guess that she should have been in high school, but, you know, she might have been an 8th grader, whatever the case may be. You know, sometimes your age lines up like that with school. But, yeah, this young girl was having intercourse with another man at 15. I'm guessing it was a young guy, her age group. So she sounded like she's one of those little fast behind young girls, right? And then he posed as, you know, his son on Facebook and MySpace to try to get in on that. You know what I'm saying? And even changed his name. See, this guy is sick all the way across the board. Because first of all, you've been working at that school for 14 years, right? And if y'all hear birds chirping, I don't know what the hell's going on. I don't know if it's the mating call or what. Excuse me, but they're pissing me off, right? They've just been chirping. I know when I come out here in about an hour, they're going to be gone. But at any rate, yeah, man, this is a bad situation for this man. And he should have, I can't say what he should have done. See, I'm trying to keep it G-rated, trying to keep it clean, you know what I mean? Because I can just go all the way in on this dude, you know what I'm saying, and just try to, you know, I'm trying to keep it as peaceful and nice and, you know, wrapped up with a bow as possible. But unfortunately, that's not going to work because I'm not feeling it, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got a 14-year-old, you know what I'm saying? And I can't imagine something like this happening. You know, the mother might have been a single mother. The father might not have been in her life. You know what I'm saying? I can't imagine a father being in her life, a father really being there for her and doing what he got to do for her. And this situation happens, and then he don't go over there and address the situation as, you know, it needs to be addressed. If it's me, I'm definitely going to address the situation at all costs. I don't care about my outcome. I don't care where I end up at. But you're not going to do this, and what you're not going to do is this and that. You know what I'm saying? This is my flesh and blood. You're not going to violate my flesh and blood under no circumstances whatsoever. Any law-abiding father, you know, hell, you ain't got to be law-abiding. Any father that love their children is going to be on that type time. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean? You're not going to let something happen to your kids. And even if you're a sucker, you know what I'm saying? You still going to step up there and do what you got to do. Now, unless you're just scary or whatever, you ain't going to do nothing. But this ain't about, you know, the violence or whatever that, you know, I'm feeling on the inside for this situation. Because main man thought he was getting out in 2027. And I can promise you, he probably got back out and did the same damn thing to somebody else again. Because the internet is bigger, stronger, and much more popping, much more access to a lot more people since, you know, 2008, 2009. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, he did his time. He was doing some time, and main man slid up on him and was like, nah, bro, you ain't getting out. Because he could have been in jail talking slick, you know what I'm saying? Main man could have been like, you know, he was going to get back out. You know what I mean? Wait till I get out here. I'm going to do my thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. We don't know what the conversation was had. He could have been a cellmate. He could have been a cellmate right next to him. Who knows? I don't know how the prison system works. I don't even know how they cross paths. You know what I'm saying? Main man was a second-degree murderer. This guy was a pedophile or sex offenses or whatever. So most people, when they in prison, when they hear that, you know, you did something to someone, you raped somebody, especially pedophilia, you know, it's like, no, like you did what? You messing with some young girl? Oh, no. We got you, homie. And they're going to go to work on main man because it's just like, why are you bothering the kids? The kids have done nothing to you. Even if she was a fast-ass kid, okay? Well, her butt up in the air for everybody that would want to stick something in there. That don't mean you go do it because you are a teacher. You are someone that's supposed to come to her and say, listen, I don't think you should be doing this. I need to have a word with your mother and let her know what's going on, and you need to get your life together. You know what I'm saying? Not, oh, can I join in? You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, come on, fam. Like, you don't do that. And see, some of these teachers that's out here are weak. They're around these kids and they get weak. Okay, they see how fast these kids, like when they're in high school. You know what I'm saying? They can see how how these young girls is blooming and growing, and some looking wonderful and great, and their body parts are just getting bigger and bigger. And it's like, these men can't handle because they're like, ooh, I like that. You like what? Like, why you can't go after someone in your age group? And I get it, you 60 years old, right? So you don't want an old woman because you figure an old woman wants to satisfy you. You want somebody younger. Okay, cool. Go for somebody younger. Go for somebody like 30 years old. Not no 15 years old, bro. You know what I'm saying? These chicks out here these days, listen, they'll do anything for a Happy Meal. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, you throw a couple dollars in their face, it's whatever. You know what I mean? So, listen, the only question I have for this story, is why the hell did it take so long? I just think anybody that do anything to any child and you go to prison, you shouldn't make it out of prison. You shouldn't be able to finish your term and then get back out. Nah, fam, you need to get off. You need to get executed. You need to be done with. You done already, no, people like that, I'm going to be all be honest with you. Some people say, people get second chances or whatever. If you stole something, you was fighting somebody or, something silly, okay, cool. You kill somebody? No, you don't get no second chance, dog. You only get one chance for that. You had sexual offenses, like raping women? No, you don't get no second chances. You raping kids and messing with kids? No, you don't get no second chance for me. Nope. I'm throwing the book at you. I just think anybody that do anything to any child, how could you tell me that you raped this kid, but you only get 15 years? No. You raped her? Oh, okay, cool. So now you do realize you just forfeit. You get life for prison. You should get life in prison with no possibility of parole for murder, for rape, or certain rape cases you got to watch out for, because I know somebody that went through all that and it turns out that he didn't rape her. It was just her playing, the race card. So you got to be careful with all that. You know what I'm saying? But if it's a true blue, he really did it, beat you up and forced you to do certain things, yeah, okay. Now see, you got to watch yourself too with rape, because that's one of those areas where you can have consensual intercourse with a woman, right? And everything is all good. You say yeah, I say yeah, we was both sober, everything was cool. And then all of a sudden, the situation go left, and then you don't want to deal with it no more. And then you can say, yeah, I raped you or whatever like that. And, no matter who it is, it's a female. So if a female says she got raped, they got to take it at face value. So then they got to ride with it. So then they got to investigate. So then they got to dig into this. So you got to hope that situation don't play out in that light. Anything with a child, nah, bro, life in prison. Sorry, it's a wrap. You know what I'm saying? But those rape situations are catchy. They're real, because there's some sneaky ass women out here that will pull anything they can pull, okay, to get you off the mat. You know what I'm saying? And some of these dudes ain't even did nothing. You know what I'm saying? So, but this is unfortunate because, this guy should have never done this in the first place. Now, I ain't tripping about the bull getting off. I'm not tripping about him at all. I don't advocate violence or anything like that. But if something happened, I'm just going to turn my back and be like, I ain't seen nothing. Did you see anything? I ain't seen nothing. And keep it moving. Walk right down the street. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to go give me an ice cream. I'm cool. So, I mean, you did what you did, bro. You bought that. That's how I look at it in life. You touch them little kids the wrong way, you bought that, cuz. You bought that. So, overall, ladies, mothers, single mothers, pay close attention to your children. I don't know how many times I mentioned this. I don't know how many times I said this. You're a single mother and you're raising your daughters. I know you can't be everywhere at every single moment of every single day, but you need to be that mom that gets on her ever-loving nerves. Don't try to be their damn friend, okay? Find out what's going on. What about this? What about this? What about that? What about this? What about this? Let me see this real quick. Let me see that real quick. You know, as a mother, it's a lot easier, you know what I'm saying, for you to dig in. Now, dad, he come in like a wolf and be like, yo, give me this, give me this, give me this. Let me see, let me see. Like, you know your children. You know if your kids is doing some foul stuff or they're doing the right stuff. You know what I'm saying? Most of these kids can't do what they need to do. You know what I'm saying? If you're not enabling them to do what they got to do. Like, for instance, she could have been calling some young boys and doing all kinds of foul stuff. Well, who's paying for her phone bill? You are? Okay. Cut this phone off immediately. ASAP. But it's connected to my account. I get a whole new account. Shut this down. I keep my joint on there. She gets no phone. You know what I'm saying? Or you get her one of those flip phones or whatever, like one of those track phones or whatever. You know what I mean? I mean, there's ways you can get around all this, you know what I'm saying? It's unfortunate that this young lady got raped many times. But, again, these young kids out here is still doing some badass shit, and they need to get their life together. These parents need to get on them, everything. So, that's unfortunate. But, Mr. Nichols, you bought that, and you will burn in hell for the rest of your life for the crimes that you did to this young lady back in 2008. With that being said, if you like what you've heard, please don't hesitate to hit the subscribe button down below. Hit the like button as well. Bring more awesome, loving, and wonderful people over. Similar to yourself. I'm my normal subscribers. Thanks for coming back. All my new subscribers, welcome. Welcome to AG's Point of View. Do me a favor. Hit that like button. Smash the like button. And push these videos out to many people that need to see the video, that want to see the video. So you can do them a solid by hitting that share button, by hitting that like button, and then push these videos out. And it also reminds you when I have a video dropping. So make sure you hit the notification bell as well. Come visit me on my Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, YouTube Shorts, Facebook. You know, I'm all over the internet. I'll start posting some previews of the videos on all these different channels. I haven't been doing that. I've been posting different things on there. You know, I try to be a regular person, a regular dude, you know what I'm saying? Not, you know, bug the shit out of y'all for a video, this and that. If you watch it, great. If you don't watch it, great. Whoever watches it, great. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate all the love that you guys show me. And, you know, it's all good over here. You know, I definitely appreciate y'all. I look forward to continuously, oh my God. I look forward to continuously dropping videos for you guys. I'm gonna start going live at least once a month. You know what I'm saying? You know, we need to get this thing cracking. And we can talk about some stories, and we can talk about it on a live when situations pop up. So, with that being said, I love every single one of y'all, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Get to the scene, oh, I gotta get to the bag now. I can't be chasing on these. They getting they feeling and dragged down. That's why they just crash out. Stuck in the cell and this man down. Life getting gone in a flash now. Fitting in, I'ma stand out. I done seen these crash out. They some baby boys, I'm the man now. They was questioning, make them fans now. I'm the best in my league and that's hands.